The ABC has obtained emails which shed new light on a self-proclaimed healer and the influence he held over a dying cancer patient. Serge Benhayan, who a jury found to be a cult leader, received $1.4 million from the woman. Josh Robertson has this exclusive report.
In her dying months, Judith McIntyre lauded Serge Benhayan as an inspiration.
He said, "You need deep self-nurturing." I didn't know what that meant, but I knew I wanted to know.
4 years later, a New South Wales Supreme Court jury declared Serge Benhayan a charlatan who targets cancer patients for money. The ABC has obtained emails never before made public which detail the Universal Medicine leader's influence over the breast cancer victim. He arranged legal advice and counselled her on everything from her will to her diet and dealings with her family.
I was really sort of shocked about the sort of level of planning and thought that had gone into how to distribute my mother's estate before she died.
2 months before Judith McIntyre's death, Mr. Benhayan wrote her children were trying to destabilise her and trying to evoke her sympathy. This was all an attack on the funds that will help the hierarchy's work on Earth. After she gave him an $800,000 donation for a teaching hall, he warned against publicly revealing the gift. He said evil spirits known as the Dark Lodge could cause serious harm to donors. No ifs or buts on this one, as it is too serious to tamper with. Sarah McIntyre said she only learned of the donation after her mother's death.
And I learned through looking at some emails that this was part of a strategy to make the estate look smaller and make the case for challenging the will weaker.
In 2015, she and her brother tried in vain to overturn a $600,000 bequest to Mr. Benhayan. The judge wouldn't accept the emails as evidence because she'd accessed her mother's account using her password. She gave them to the ABC after a jury in a different case last month found Mr. Benhayan was the leader of an exploitative cult who'd used undue influence to inherit most of Judith McIntyre's fortune.
His emails to her reek of coercion. They are very unseemly for a person who is in that sort of powerful position pastorally or with a woman who's dying.
David Milliken gave evidence for a blogger who'd been sued for defamation by Mr. Benhayan. The Uniting Church minister says it's a myth groups like Universal Medicine attract people who are easily led.
The people who join cults are usually well educated, they usually are quite strong people, and they're always middle class.
Universal Medicine is a $2 million a year business. Property searches show since it began, Mr. Benhayan and his family have had interests in 24 properties worth $13 million, including Brisbane's historic Ashby House. He did not respond to questions. Josh Robertson, ABC News.